Hello, my darlings. Today we're going to be talking about intuitive decision making. In this video, I will tell you about 3 techniques that I myself use to help me make decisions in day-to-day lives. All of them are spiritual based. They work like clockwork. So figured I would share with you because as human beings, we have to make decisions all day, every day sometimes, everything from mundane to life altering. And I personally find that spiritual tools for decision making are some of my favorite aspects of being a woke human. All right, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Alrighty, getting into the intuitive decision making techniques. Technique number 1, I call it the black and white technique. Essentially, it is using the propensity of light versus darkness, or color white versus color black, to do fortune telling for us, some light fortune telling. Here's how it works. You would need to close your eyes momentarily, right? This is a very quick tool, very quick technique. And you would need to think of the choice you're trying to make. And usually this works best when you're trying to pick from 2 options, option A and option B. Although the more you train, the more you practice this technique, you could go, and select things between 10 options, if you so desire. All right, so it's actually very, very simple. So you would close your eyes and you would imagine that there are 2 roads in front of you. Road number 1 would end up, essentially choice number 1 is the road number 1. Choice number 2 is the road number 2. And you would close your eyes, and what you need to see is which road ends with a color white and which road ends with a color black. Color black is usually a no or a no-go scenario. It usually denotes a suboptimal outcome. Color white is a yes, do it. There is light in there for you. There is evolution, there is progress, there is good stuff, right? So you'd close your eyes and you would very, very clearly designate road 1 for option 1, road 2 for option 2, and then you would ask the universe, which road would serve me better? And then the only thing you need to see is pay attention to which road lights up with the color white. That is very, very simple, actually. You could do an extension of this technique if you feel like, okay, you're not sure. If you have been watching me, you know I'm a big fan of connecting to the North Star. The North Star is our collective guiding light for humanity. And right now, our current North Star is Stella Polaris, so the polar star, I guess. So essentially in this same exercise, you would want to imagine that there is a North Star in the sky right in front of you. And the North Star is shining her light upon the 2 roads, choice 1 and choice 2. You would ask the universe the same question. Which road would serve me the most? What option should I pick? And I want you to notice what the North Star is doing. The North Star is going to light up one of the paths, so that path almost becomes glimmering and glittering. So whichever one it lights up for you is the correct one. There is another extension of this practice, which could be a little bit complicated, but for those of you that like going deep with me, you may enjoy this one. There is an end game to every choice we make. In this particular instance, if we're selecting from from option A or option B, there is an outcome for both of these choices. So one way to figure out which option to pick is this. You would imagine yourself mentally transporting to the final destination, to the outcome of a particular choice. And what you need to notice in that point in time is, how does your body feel when you do that? Are you experiencing comfort? Are you experiencing the warm fuzzies? Or do you feel like your body is like instinctively contracting upon itself? There is some tension, there is some discomfort, because that is a dead giveaway for the outcome. Like, does your body like the outcome? Because if your body likes the outcome, most likely your soul is going to like the outcome. But it is very, very important. For this one, you may want some introspection time, maybe at least 5 minutes alone. And again, transporting yourself to the outcome of option A, feeling the feels, transporting yourself to the outcome of option B, feeling the feels, comparing the 2. The stronger feeling or the better feeling, the more positive emotion is going to lead you towards your greater good. So that was just one. That was just the first way that you could use to do intuitive decision making. All of those techniques were just the first way that you can do intuitive decision making. The second way is using the power, the intuition, the guidance of your body to tell you what option to pick. I find our bodies fascinating. Not a lot of people talk about it, but our higher self selects the body that we go into, but it's not just that. The body also selects the higher self. So it is a two-way street. It is kind of like a sacred marriage, if you will. Both parties need to agree for an incarnated human to happen. What ends up happening once the two agree, though, is your physical body, your physical vessel that is going to go and disintegrate back into Gaia once you die. Your physical vessel, even prior to, I guess you're a baby at that stage, there is like a fetus in a mother's womb. So it happens during the gestation period. Your body would be infused with some of the memories of the higher self. It would also be infused with the mission that the higher self is sending this physical body on. And so essentially there are some settings that are being installed inside of the physical body, the physical vessel of a child in the mother's womb. As such, your body could be more intuitive, more in tune to what you're meant to be doing with this particular incarnation than you are. Why? Because your body has a connection to your higher self and the codes that your higher self has uploaded into it, whereas your consciousness may not. I know, sounds counterintuitive, but it is nonetheless the truth. And so our bodies, therefore, are incredible vessels for enabling us to do intuitive-led decision-making that would get us to optimal outcomes. There are many ways to use your body to tell you what choice to make in your life. The simplest one is by using your hands. So it resonates is your body can always tell you the yes or no answer. Essentially, you would make two loops like that with your fingers and you would clasp them. Like you would make the two loops. I don't know if this is not. You guys see? I think you can see what I'm doing. So two loops with your fingers and your fingers need to be touching. And then you clasp them together, right? So like this. So here's how this works. So you would clasp them almost like a figure eight. You would make like a figure eight. Your body is going to have strength for every answer that is true, and it's going to display weakness for every answer that is false. It is just how it is wired to behave, which is yet another testament to the fact that truth really matters in the universe. Truth is the North Star. So very often, speaking the truth, being honest would lead you towards more alignment, and lies would bring you into the disalignment state. So here's how this would work. I would ask my body a yes or no question, and then I'll demonstrate this to you very quickly. So my body is always going to display strength when the answer is yes, and like I said, show weakness when the answer is no. So for instance, if I'm trying to test the truth, right? I will be like, my name is Maria. I know this is a true statement, but let's see if my body knows that this is a true statement. If I'm going to try to pull my fingers apart on the true statement, like my name is Maria, you see, like they're still clasped together. Actually, when I apply pressure, I cannot pull them apart. However, if the answer to the statement was false, I could not hold my fingers together if I tried. For instance, my name is Kate. You see, my finger just slips through. The finger of my left hand just slips through because Kate does not resonate as true for my body or me. And so it knows that my body is really, really wise. So obviously this is a very, very simple example, but your body can give you yes or no answers to pretty much any question. Like, should I be eating meat today? You see, my body doesn't resonate with me eating meat today. Should I be eating fruit today? My body's like, yes, Maria, you can go for fruit. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, you could do this for very quick in the moment decision making, like what should I be ordering at a restaurant? Sometimes you want to do this on things that are life altering and life changing. I find that once you understand and once you attune to your body, you could hardly find a better ally in like your day-to-day decision making outside of maybe your higher self and source consciousness. Just to make like a small caveat. There is another option for the same technique for people that maybe don't trust as easily, or they're like, okay, well, I'm skeptical about this entire thing. You would want to stand up, and then you would want to ask the universe a question. On that question, if you sway forward, like your body just naturally goes forward like that, but you have to stand up, right? Be standing in that position. The answer is yes. If your body sways backward, naturally, the answer is no. So you would stand up, you would ask the question, should I pick a math major? If you're swaying forward, the answer is yes. If your body's swaying backward, the answer is no. There are a few other techniques similar around using the knowledge and the intuition of your body, but they would require more than one person, so I'm not going to give that to you today. But if you're curious, do let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll tell you in the comments. Third way of how you can make better decisions is this, using the pendulum. Now, enough of you are familiar with the physical pendulum. This guy, right? If you guys are not, these are sold in every crystal store. They are powerful tools for decision making. They are amazing. Usually, and the way I align my pendulums, and by the way, you can align your pendulum in every which way, but my pendulum usually swings clockwise for a yes. And can you show me no, the pendulum, please? It usually swings counterclockwise for me for a no. The reason I'm showing you this is not because I want you to use a physical pendulum for decision making, but because this guy, the physical decision making pendulum, the physical pendulum is not the only pendulum that there is. You can make for yourself an etheric pendulum that would live inside of your consciousness, that would be your ally, your helper anytime you're making decisions. I developed this technique myself, not gonna lie. I don't know if anybody else does it, but I just found that I really loved using the pendulum for decision making when I had a chance to use a physical pendulum. But let's say I am in a meeting and somebody's asking me a question and they're like, Maria, what is your answer right now? I mean, obviously, I'm not going to take out my physical pendulum and look like a weirdo inside of a business meeting. Ain't gonna happen, you guys. Gotta have to use some other tools. And so in that moment, what I end up doing is I imagine my inner pendulum. And I'm like, okay, pendulum, show me, please show me a yes or a no, on this question. My pendulum would rotate clockwise if the answer is yes. It would rotate counterclockwise if the answer is no. The reason I love this technique is it's invisible. The pendulum answers are really, really quickly. You don't even have to clasp your fingers. It's very fast, very intuitive. And sometimes I don't even have to ask the question. I just see my pendulum rotating straight away. Now, you can set up your pendulum in many different ways. It doesn't have to be clockwise or counterclockwise rotation. You can also say, okay, back and forth like that is a yes, for instance, and this way would be a no. As long as you have an agreement with your internal pendulum, there is no wrong way of doing this. Alrighty, my darlings, I am so excited to learn if you have any fun, intuitive techniques that enable your decision-making in the day-to-day lives. Please let me know in the comments if the answer is yes, and also let me know if you already are using any of the techniques that I mentioned, or if you have any additional questions. Alrighty, send you a big virtual hug, and here's to better decision-making in the future. Bye, loves!